Hey guys, what's going on? Omaha here. Today we are breaking down Ultron for beginner and advanced players. I'm going to be going through all of his abilities and breaking them down, as well as giving you advanced tips on each one. All right, so first thing we have is Encephalo Ray as a primary attack. This does 147 damage total, 72 damage from that initial beam, and then another 75 from that last burst. So the most important thing, obviously, with it is hitting that second burst because it's such a fast part of the attack. So if you're going to miss anything, miss the initial, but it is really hard to stay on target with his attack. It's probably the hardest attack in the game to stay on target with, in my opinion at least. So that damage fall off for that is going to begin at 20 meters, and then everything past 30 meters is going to be 75% damage. So you'll deal 110 damage per shot. So second thing we have is his drone called Imperative Patch. So you can reach out to 25 meters and put this on a teammate, and this is going to heal them for 45 HP per second, and everybody in that circle is going to heal for 30 per second, including yourself. This is the only way to self-heal with Ultron, unfortunately. So that's an 8-meter radius for that. And now to keep this drone active, there is no cooldown, so you can span it back and forth and move it around, which I highly suggest doing in the middle of fights. But you need to have line of sight every 5 or 6 seconds. So you can hold, if you break a line of sight for 6 seconds, the drone will disappear, but then you can just throw it back on somebody immediately. Like I said, no cooldown. So I would just keep my line of sight. You kind of want to play corners with Ultron because of Punisher, Hawkeye, and Hela, people like that, hit scan characters that are anti-flyer. So as long as you're looking at the drone every 6 seconds, you should be good. And then it also has a range of 30 meters, so you have to be within 30 meters for the drone to stay active. Now my general strategy for the drone, and this is a very general strategy, is 80% of the game or so, roughly about 80%, I leave it on the main frontline tank. And this is because it heals more whoever the drone is on, and tanks usually take the most damage, and tanks usually control the flow of the battle, and so most of your DPS characters are going to be around the tank for a lot of the time, so it kind of makes sense to have it on the tank. Obviously, if you're getting jumped by a Black Panther, Spider-Man, things like that on your healers, you turn around and you throw it on the healer, and this is actually a really good way of just countering Spider-Man and Black Panther. It works pretty well. So you don't just want to leave your drone on one person the whole game, but like I said earlier, most of the time I have it on the tank. Next up, we have Imperative Firewall. So this is your right click, and it gives you 75 bonus HP within 8 meters of you and 8 meters of your drone. So that does not stack, so if you're on your drone, you're not going to get 150 or anything for anybody. So this will give you 75 HP and 55 to allies. I think I said 75 to everybody, but it's 75 to you, 55 to your allies. And then that's like a 10-second cooldown, so you can use it pretty often. And it's not a lot of HP, but it actually does kind of save your butt a lot of the time against people like Black Panther and Spider-Man diving you, and also your allies. The next up we have is dash. Basically, you dash 12 meters, and then for the next 8 seconds, you get a 40% movement boost. So this is like the best way of getting away from enemies. It's definitely going to save your butt a lot of the time. You just want to make sure you don't use it whenever you have it up. You want to save it to escape. So just, or if you're trying to get back into the battle, that's probably another time to use it. But it's also going to give you 50 bonus HP for like 3 seconds or 4 seconds, and then it's going to start depleting. So it's a nice way to get out of a sticky situation. And that dash, it has an 8-second cooldown, but it feels a lot longer than that due to the fact that the cooldown doesn't start until your movement speed boost goes away. So you have to do like the full entire boost, and then you wait 8 seconds after. So it can feel like a really long time in the middle of a fight. And then finally, we have his ultimate. So this has 4 other drones join Ultron for 8 seconds, and it's going to deal a decent amount of damage, and it's going to do a ton of healing. So I'm going to run the math for you guys if you really want to know. So basically, each one of you and your drones deals 8 damage per shot, and since there's 5 of you, that's going to be 40 damage per shot, basically, since it's all going to hit the same spot. They shoot 5 shots per burst, and then there's 5 bursts total. So you add all those numbers up, that's 1,000 damage for the entirety of the ult. Now for healing, every single entity, the robots and you, does 25 heals per shot. So that's 125 total every time you shoot. You got 5 bursts. You got 5 shots per burst, and then you have 5 bursts. So that's a total of 3,125 healing. So it is by far better as a healing tool than it is as a damage tool. And typically my strategy with this, you're going to want to do some damage with it eventually, but your #1 goal with this should be to target your team first, make sure they're all healed up, and then attack the enemy. And then you can kind of go back and forth a little bit. So if your team gets low again, you just shoot your team again. The other effect to the ultimate is it heals you for 50 HP per second. So that is, I guess I lied. There's the other way of healing, self-healing is your ultimate. Your drone and your ultimate are the only two ways to heal yourself. And it also gives the unstoppable effect. So you can't be like CC'd out of anything. You can't be grabbed. You can't be stunned or put to sleep or anything like that. And then finally, we have his team up, Nano Ray. And by far the best part about this thing is it charges your ult incredibly fast. This is just 2 targets, 1 friendly and 1 enemy. And look how fast it's going. It's 48% from 1 usage of that. So Ultron can kind of have his ult up really quickly if there's an Iron Man in the game. So this has infinite pierce, infinite range. It's going to deal 70 damage per second. And then past 30 meters, it's like 52 damage per second. It's going to heal 85 HP per second. And it's going to last for like 8 seconds total. And then it has actually a 30-second cooldown. So this is going to be your #1 tool for getting your ult charge. And you're just basically going to be able to spam Ultron's ult throughout the game. You'll get it faster than most other people in the game. Another thing with that team up is you always want to be kind of near ground level when you're using it to maximize the amount of ult charge you're going to get and to maximize its usefulness. You want to be able to pierce through as many allies and as many enemies as possible. Prioritizing allies, obviously, to get the healing, because the healing's pretty decent. But if you can get damage in there too, your ult charge is going to skyrocket. You can almost get your entire ult from 1 use of it if you get multiple teammates and enemies within that beam. Now, for the people that counter Ultron really hard, that's going to be Punisher, who's really strong this season. Hela, also extremely strong this season. Some reason they wanted to be S tier every season, it seems like. Hawkeye, if he has good aim, he's going to delete you, but he can kind of delete anybody, so it's not that big of a deal. Black Widow actually counters you pretty hard if they have decent aim. Scarlet Witch if you're close enough, which you shouldn't be close enough if you're playing him right. Iron Man is actually kind of a counter, and you kind of counter him. It kind of depends on what range you're at. So if you're long range, you're going to be deleting Iron Man. If you get like medium to close range, he's going to kill you so fast that Unibeam you won't even have time to react. Technically, Spider-Man is kind of a counter to Ultron, but there's a lot of ways to deal with Spider-Man now. He's not really super OP, and yeah, Ultron can deal with him just fine with his bonus health abilities and all that. And then obviously an Iron Fist could be pretty annoying for you, but like I said, the hardest counters you're going to experience are going to be Punisher, Hela, Hawkeye, maybe Black Widow, and probably Iron Man. Okay, if I were going to place Ultron in like a tier list for characters in the game, I'd probably put him at like an A tier, maybe low A tier. In terms of like compared to the other healers, I would say the healers that are better than him are Loki and Luna for sure. Probably Invisible Woman as well. And then I think he's probably better than the rest of the healers like Rocket, Mantis, Adam Warlock, and Jeff. He's probably better than all them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Ultron video. Nothing too crazy. I just want to do like a basic kind of guide on him with some advanced tips. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.